Destroy All Humans 2 is the best remake of 2022. Whereas other companies are making half-assed remakes of remasters that didn't need to exist, this game went back in time and turned this into this. Then only charged $40 on launch. And for those at home, that's almost half of this not a cash grab right here. Starting it off, let's talk about the combat. It's perfect. And I know some people may look down on this as simplistic because every engagement doesn't require 1,000 dodge rolls and 2,000 hits. And to that I say,
goddamn right.
Instead of worrying how you're gonna whittle down that one guy, you're worried about how you can get another airstrike to call in on this village. This is a sandbox game in its best form, fully destructible environment and all. Something that IGN just can't seem to understand. The enemies are supposed to be very easy to kill because the fun is derived not from the challenge, but from combining your creativity with the tools at hand to do whatever you want to do. And that's why they call this a sandbox game. Jesus. You know what? Just go back to watching She-Hulk twerk. I'm done. Next, and this is wild that we've come to this, you can actually unlock many cool skins for your character for free by just playing the game. God damn, this really is a game for the PS2. And speaking of shitty games from the current day, this game does a much better job of filling out the world and making it feel alive across multiple different maps than Saints Row did of filling out the singular, empty, bloated landscape of Albuquerque fucking New Mexico. They made the moon feel more lively than that deserted shell of a map. There are actually people walking around in the street, the roads are packed, people will be dancing on roofs or playing chess in the park, or hell, factions like the bikers will take on rival gangs like the entire US military right there in the streets on a whim, and all of it makes exploring the world that much more enticing. And I know those folks over there at IGN call this small and bare bones, but then again, I don't care because they also think that the ideal map design is walking 30 minutes through an empty open world between monotonous missions in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Speaking of things that IGN hates, the humor in this game is so good that they had to put a warning from the base department in the beginning title credits.
You guys are nothing but a bunch of pussies.
True, but alive pussies.
I can't even remember the last time I played a game that was funny, let alone funny enough to piss off the entire hive mind of gaming journalists. If Saints Row 2022 is safe, then this right here is Southern Chicago.
How the hell do you breathe in that thing?
Pales in comparison to joy my wearing it gives to others.
Like who?
Gay and bi-curious men.
Some people may call this humor juvenile and want to clean it up and make it better for current year, but those people also think that a good joke in a game set in 1969 would involve cryptocurrency. Look, they even highlighted it. Dialogue in general shocked me by the fact that if you go down the wrong path, you can fail the mission. I'm so used to meaningless side roads that do nothing and go nowhere so that they can slap something like make your own story on the box that when I actually failed because I just kept tearing into the commie cosmonauts, a big smile came across my face. This is dialogue choices in Destroy All Humans 2.
You're a cosmic joke!
Who is spitting chicken?
They're taking away your vodka!
For vodka!
This is dialogue choices in the Saints Row Reboot.
Atticus Marshall, you are fired. Looks like you're all out of lawyers.
I don't have anything more than that to say. Speaking of attention to detail, let's talk about the character design. It's amazing. I mean, they really outdid themselves here. The character design is so good that I take every detour in the conversation just so I can fully appreciate the characters for as long as possible. You see, this is what a $70 remake does to characters, and this is what this superior $40 remake does. Take my money. My only gripe with this game is the bugs, because I had crashing, people clipping into cars, people clipping underground. And one time I had a conversation where Natalia was staring at and talking directly to my loins the whole time. Hey, my eyes are up here, toots. Now these all need to be patched. However, bugs can be fixed. What can't be is horrendous game design, humor, and just a shitty Teletubbies remake of a story. Speaking of which, let's talk about the story in this game. Just because gameplay is the focus, that didn't keep them from making the story fun to follow and providing satisfying kill scenes to close out each chapter. But of course, building up to the pay off by bothering with elementary school shit like who, what, when, where, why, while injecting a nice dose of spy and alien movie parody so that you can feel like you're playing an Austin Powers game. And you may be thinking, wow, I mean, Fleek, that all sounds pretty standard. I agree. And yet the Saints Row Reboot managed to fail at all of that on every single faction, while also failing at making any likable character like this game did. Hell, the villains are more likable than anyone in the Saints Row cast. And finally, the ending is based as hell. Listen, if you didn't like the humor, you're not gonna like the ending because it is fantastic. Dare I say it's the perfect ending to the perfect comedy.
Whatever you say, my insatiable alien love czar.
I made a few adjustments.
Bye, bye, bye.